What's up, guys? How are you? Hi, how's everyone? It's me, it's Hebot, your action figure aficionado, and I'm back with another episode of Toys in My Closet. And it's been quite some time. It's been very hard and a long road, and I'm still kind of dealing with the process as I speak right now. But I got to get a moment to try to do this. And as you can see here, I didn't want to go down this rabbit hole, but because they look pretty cool from all the people I've been seeing doing reviews on them online and on YouTube and on social media, Facebook, so forth and so forth. Uh, I got the itch and I said I gotta check them out myself. I want to see what they're all about, plus the fact that they seem to be reasonably priced. Now, first things first, I gotta be 100% honest with you guys. These figures, I have not had the ability or the chance to find them at all in any of my local WalMarts. Any. I just haven't had the chance. I've looked around. They're exclusive to Walmart right now until 2021, where they will be distributed basically all over the place as far as what Mattel has said. And as you can see, these are the brand new Mattel Masters of the Universe Origins He-Man action figure collection line, which is based off the look of the original 1985 figures, with obviously some tweaks to make them look more modern, with a little bit more sculpting, different sculpting in certain places like their faces, mainly, and with added articulation to make them more playable, more posable, and a lot more fun. And I have to say, man, big shout outs to some of the people in this community, because not everybody in the community of collecting is toxic, selfish, self-centered, or about just making money is the best way I can put it. There's some people out there that are generally really good, kind-hearted, and have big hearts. And basically, this is how I got the ability to get my hands on these. This was actually found by me, right? Or found for me by a gentleman named Sean Swanner. Okay, I hope I'm not pronouncing his name wrong, but he was kind enough to post something up. I saw it. I asked him, hey, bud, if they have more in the area, they had the actual whole set. You think you wouldn't mind picking them up for me, and I'll, just ship them out to me, and I'll pay you. He said, well, let me go take a look and we'll see. And sure enough, he went far and beyond out of his way. He checked them out. But by the time he got there, they mainly only had He-Man and Skeletor left. So I told him just pick them up. 2 of each for me. One for me, one for my brother, Jorge. And he did, and it came right away. He was really kind about it. Really cool. And, he also is an artist. And I believe if you want to go support him, you got to check out Sapana Entertainment, which is he's an artist for hire basically. And I told him that I would give him a shout out and plug his independent company, or where he works under, so you guys can go give him support. I'm gonna try to put it down below in the link on this video once I get it up on my channel. So again, it's Sapana Entertainment. So guys, let's get these guys out of packaging. Let's see what they have to offer and see what good and what's bad. But before we do that, we can take a closer look at the packaging. And as you can see, they do come in the original old school style motif of, He-Man here. And we can turn the light on. You see the card, vintage card back is Masters of the Universe with the He-Man. It says most powerful man in the universe, with the rocks coming out like of an exploding volcano. And it says in the corner, new for 2020 with modern posing retro play. And in the corner, they even put the nice seal of Mattel, which used to be with the white box over it and red in the inside. And as you can see, they even put in some type of comic book in it. And if you turn it around, they got this beautiful, beautiful artwork that is modern for now, that was very reminiscent of how it was in the originals. I don't know if don't remember if it's the actual original look and style of the artwork that was behind He-Man in the card, but I don't think it is. But if it is, you guys let me know in the comment. And it says with the mystical power sword, the mighty He-Man protects Eternia from the forces of evil. And then you see it here, it says right here, modernized and celebrating the originals 80s Masters of the Universe action figures. Masters of the Universe Origins gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest warriors as retro style figures or in new action-packed battle positions. And then you see the cross cell in the back where they have Teela, Man-at-Arms, Evelyn, and Beastman available also in the first wave, which I have none of them. Also available in the first wave. And then it says, has the little pictures with what would be the action features for the figures. Just like they did in the original retro line. Fits power sword into hand, and then it says there, twist into powerful battle positions. And again, some legalese in the UPC there for those who might need it. And Skeletor, we'll check him. It's pretty much the same thing. You see him in the blister bubble right there. So Skeletor, evil lord of destruction. Then here's his card art in the back, which looks amazing, really beautiful. Then it says, nefarious overlord Skeletor wants to control the powers within Castle Grayskull. And then you see the same thing, the cross cell, and the two pictures where it says, fits Havoc staff into his hands, and fits into powerful battle positions, meaning you can articulate him. And here is his UPC, and of course, the cross cell in the back. So without further ado, let's open them up. Let's take them out of packaging and let's see what these bad boys have to offer. So sit back, relax, enjoy your digital coffee or drink, and I hope you stay with me for the ride. I'll be right back. Now here we have them out of packaging, and the first thing I gotta tell you is when I look at these figures, it brings a tear to my eye, or my eyes basically, because I remember when I got these characters for the very first time when I was little, or much younger, after we did show and tell in my school, and a kid named Yancy, which was my friend at the time, brought them in, and it was when they first came out, and I saw these really cool big muscle bound figures, and they were colorful and they look menacing and crazy, and it was something unique and different, very different from what we were seeing with G.I. Joe and Transformers at that time, which were the two biggest at the moment. And I remember my mother going with me to a local store named Toys 4 with the letter 4 R, Toys for All, that's what it was called. And we bought them, picked them up, and she bought them for me, and I loved them, and I got every figure after that, since where I had every single accessory, every single vehicle, every single beast, and every single actual playset castle, including Eternia, which I got for one Christmas, which was $180 at the time. So it brings me tears of joy, because it reminds me of my mother when she passed away when I was about 29, and I'm going to be 45 now next month, or in 2 months, God willing. And it's just, time flies, man. It doesn't feel like yesterday, but time really does fly, and those were really good times. And I bet a lot of us lives, including myself. So we'll take a closer look. We'll start off with He-Man, and we'll bring him closer in. And as you can see with the color change, he does not look orangey like he did there. He actually looks that nice skin tone, and there's a really nice matte look to him. His hair is very yellowy, like goldish yellowy. I see there I have like a paint discrepancy on mine. Right there, a paint blemish. Oh, it looks like it's coming out. It might just be packaged from the packaging, which is cool. Means it's not ruined. He has the gray and red harness, the classic, with the orange belt and the furry loincloth, speedos or whatever you want to call them. He has the wrist cuffs in orange, very classic with the open arm, one closed and fist. Then his boots with the furry yellow loincloth look in yellow around it, which is cool. I believe this used to be white in the original, so I might paint it white. And then you see that this has the buckle be removables. Now the face, I'd much rather have the classic look one, which, would be cool. Which came with the San Diego Comic Con version of it, which had Prince Adam, the comic book version, and this one, and he had a sheath where a little knife went on his leg, and he had the classic He-Man head from the actual vintage toy, but nonetheless looks really good. The teeth, eyebrows, really nicely painted. It's not too bad. Goldilocks hair, nicely sculpted, very simplified, very reminiscent of the original. And now let's bring in Skeletor. And these colors are really, really vibrant. They pop a whole lot. And Skeletor's face, I like that open mouth menacing look he has, like he's about to scream or cast a spell, with the black eyeliner on the red eyes, with the silhouette of green and the highlight of yellow, the purple, armor with the bone, with the skull, the bat symbol there, with the little fringes in the shoulder pads, that nice skin in blue because he's a car, I believe that's what they're called. That's his race. And then his loincloth piece in the crotch area as well, with his furry trunks, and that is removable as well. So is the other one, like just like the classic with the straps there and everything. And then obviously the hood on the top, and then he has the the monster claw feet with the boots coming up to the top, looking like an animal type feet, which is cool. Yeah, they look really, really nice, very colorful, very pretty looking. I think it's going to attract kids the way it attracted me now in this era. So now let's take a look at their accessories. So here we are, much like the originals. They brought a comic book and then their weapons that were, made that, specifically for them. And I think with this first wave, the mini comic is actually the same for all of them. And as every wave releases, it'll be a different mini comic until we get a nice amount. If I remember correctly, because I do have the book that has all the mini comics from the original, it was a total of either 32 or 36 comics altogether that were different with all the figures that ever came out through the line. So it makes kind of sense. 6 figures each time in a wave. And the artwork is absolutely fantastic. It's way nicer than what it was when we were growing up. Yes, granted, they're a little bit small as far as the story is, but they are nice. Picture work is done really well. Artwork done really well. Really nice, as you can see there. As you can see, it looks beautiful. By the power of Grayskull. And then in the end, in the back, they got the cross cells of the figure just like the original comics. And this one is called Beast Barrage. Right? Yeah. So we'll start off with Skeletor's weapons, and he has his classic magic staff with the nice details, as you can see. Really nice. Not too long, and the staff going down with the crystal ball at the very end tip. Looking really nice and purpley. Then we have his half of the power sword, because the idea was, even with the original, they have two whole swords that are half of one whole sword, and when you combine them together, you are able to get the ability to enter Castle Grayskull to, reveal its powers. So now we get the He-Man sword, and as you can see here, it's a nice, like, shiny gray, and it's another half. The only difference with these is that they didn't bring a whole sword based on the dedicated color of each figure, which the originals did. And if you notice on the sword and in the other accessories for He-Man, which is in this case the shield, it's a flat darker gray, as this being a silver, more shinier, like a gunmetal silver, and with the orange. And this one looks more rounded, more Filmation style than the original, which is cool. And then the actual axe also looks more simplified, doesn't have the details that it had in this general area here, like the vintage. Also in a flat gray. But these are the three primary accessories that He-Man did bring in the original when I was little, growing up. So, really nice that they bring the same accessories, keeping in the same style of and aesthetics of, the original. So, now let's take a look at the articulation. So the whole big deal of this line, the whole idea behind this line is to modernize them with articulation based on stuff that we get today with our toys now in modern times. So we'll take a look at articulation, and we'll start off with Skeletor, which they pretty much share the same articulation. So we'll do Skeletor first. What we'll do is we'll look at his head, and you can see that it moves from side to side. You can actually have a nice little tilt, very nice tilt. He looks down that much, and he looks back up that much, as you can see. Then he has a waist swivel. He can bring up the shoulders that much. He has the whole 180 degrees. He has a swivel in the elbow area, a single in the elbow, the hinge on the wrist with the twist, and that applies to both of them. Now we come to the legs. We have the ability to split the legs like so, all the way, almost Van Damme style. We can lift the legs up to do kicks a little bit, move back. Then they have a single on the knee, and then you see we have a swivel on the knee as well, and we have a swivel on the boot, top part of the boot, and then we have back that much, forward that much, and then we have side to side, and even rockers. So it's the same thing for He-Man. Very nice amount of range of articulation. Not as much as, let's say, other figures, but for this style and size, in the 5.5 inch, it's very well done and executed. I think it works as well. Now with He-Man, what I'm going to show you guys is with the way they did this. They did these with a Glio system where you can match them up with the masters of the WWE figures, so that you can do mix and match for playabilities for kids. So you can actually pull off the head. You can actually pull off both arms. As you can see, you can pull off the waist area, and you can pull out the area here by the boots. And it doesn't break. It's not meant to be broken. It's meant to be pulled in and out, as you can see. And you can actually mix and match and put different stuff on them. So if I wanted to do something silly like add Skeletor's waist to He-Man, look at that. You can actually do that. I know it looks silly, but that's the idea behind it. For playability and customization for children and for guys out there that like to customize. And it's very easy to put back together. As you can see, they pop right back in with no problem whatsoever. And that's what makes it fun, and it makes it accessible. And you know, you're gonna see a lot of creative things out there with a lot of customizers, and even children themselves, because children can be, you know, very, very creative, believe it or not. So we'll put in that one. We'll put in this one, as you can see. And we'll put the head on, back on. And you see that we have them now all back put together and built with no problem whatsoever. So that is the idea behind it, and the idea behind this line, which is for playability value, it's great. It gives children a lot of imagination and, you know, things to play with and work with. So in that sense, I think they're really cool. So let's put on their accessories really fast. So with Skeletor, we'll bring in his staff, which goes on like this, like so, on this hand. And then lift it up like so. And then we'll give him his sword, which, since he has that little net to hold it, we'll put it on like so and then turn it so he can have it like this, like so. So going this way and have him like this in a slant, and voila. And there we have Skeletor posing with his weapons. They're a little tricky to stand at first, but you know, you get the job done. And then let's put in He-Man's. We'll clip on here on his arm. Well, let's first slide in. We'll slide in his hand here first, and then clip it on here, as you can see. And in the back, he has the sheath for the sword, so we'll put the sword there, and then, wow, we'll put on the axe, and then he can get ready for battle with Skeletor in every way, shape, or form, because Skeletor thinks he's just the ultimate badass, and He-Man is not playing this time around. With his ability to have posability, he is not playing. He's ready to show Skeletor a thing or two, obviously. He's not playing. He-Man's not playing. You know, he's not playing. And Skeletor, of course, being cocky and arrogant, he says, bring it on, I don't care. I dare you. So there you have both Skeletor and He-Man with their accessories on. Now, real quick to show you guys, we'll pull out the swords, and just so I can show you the idea behind it, what they were trying to do. And what you do is you would just put them together and flip them on like so. Press in, and voila! There, now you have the whole sword. And the key to you know, releasing the secrets and powers of Castle Grayskull. So in this case, I'm gonna give it to Skeletor like he stole it. So it's a wrap. He-Man is in trouble. He gotta get his A game on, because remember, Skeletor is a wizard with magic and power as well. And so now he's got the control of the whole sword, and He-Man is got to do his thing and stop him. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, he's going to take control. So here we have it here, and here we have it here. There we go. There you go. They're about to battle it out. So now let's just do some comparison time with some of the other figures in He-Man figures, so we can get an idea of the differences between the looks through the years with some other lines. So here we have the many faces of He-Man, and I am missing the original vintage retro release or commemorative anniversary release. I'm missing the original vintage release, and I also am missing the Super 7 version of He-Man, because I didn't get it because I didn't like the fact that it was what you call it. I didn't like the fact that it was not posable, and I also have the Filmation from classics that all migrated to Super 7. So this is the classic He-Man from the more adult collectible line. This is the newer Mega Construx He-Man, the Amazing Loyal Subjects, He-Man right there, with articulation also and weapons, and the new also mini He-Mans from Mattel that they restarted again, that they originally had started through Matty Collector. So these are newer He-Mans that come out in the last 10 years. So we've been seeing some nice He-Man stuff. I also have the He-Man Funko Pop, which I don't have here, but I do have it, which is also a nice choice for those who like the Funko Pops, and of course are maybe perhaps He-Man fans. And if you can see, this is the vintage head that I would like to see on this He-Man, and I don't think the heads would fit because of the size of the actual let me see, and plus it looks like it might. I'll try it, but I don't think it'll fit. Let me see, because of the size of the ball. So yeah, it'll look funny because the neck peg is too fat, but that's what I would like to see him with, that head instead. But obviously with the Origins feel and take on it, because the ball pegs on Origins is a little bit bigger or fatter, and it's weird because the way they did the vehicles and the Beast, it looks like they infused them so that you could actually use them with classics as well. But they didn't do that and incorporate that with the heads, which they knew they were removable. So it's kind of weird that they did that, but with the vehicles and Beast, they kind of did. You guys will see that when I do the review for Battle Cat, because I have the Origins Battle Cat as well. So now let's take a look at Skeletor. And here we have Skeletor and his latest iterations. Like I said, here we have the mini Skeletor from the new mini line that started with Matty Collector and is continuing now. And we have the Loyal Subject Skeletor, as you can see there, with moving jaw. And then we have the Mega Construx Skeletor, which I think looks incredible for being that small. And then I have the classic Skeletor, which, as you can see, his face is a little bit more accurate to the tone of the Origins Vintage, just he has an open mouth. With the harness in a purple color, but it's a much darker purple with some blacks, and he also has the monster feet, which they did differently with the second run of classics, because the first run he actually had what you call it, he actually had the open feet that looked this skin color of color. This was the actual second run to look more accurate to the toy, which I changed and made it my primary Skeletor. So, you know, nice different versions and options out there for any Motu fans that collects any type of different collection line, and he also is available in the Funko Pop style as well. So let's do one more small comparison and then we'll end the review. So here is one last comparison, and it's to the Funko Thundercats 5¼ inch line that they created, which was heavily inspired by the aesthetic and style of the vintage He-Man, which the original Thundercats line during the 80s, they were a lot bigger and out of scale, and a lot of kids only dreamed of having vintage Thundercats in the same style as He-Man so they could mix and match and have battles when they were younger. So this kind of gives you an idea what they were going for. As you can see, they are very much in size, even though Lionel looks a little bit thicker or girthier, but it's to give you an idea of why they created these. And these only have 5 points of articulation, which the head would go only left and right, as you can see. Then the hands will go up and down, the waist swivel, and then obviously the legs would go, the feet would go like that, and move a little forward and backwards. That's about it. That's about all. But yeah, so that you can see how they stack up together if you wanted to match them. Excuse me, on your toy shelf and display them with also the Mighty Mumra, villain to villain, So there is that comparison. They look good together. So there you have it, guys. There is my review for the brand new Masters of the Universe Origins Classic He-Man collection line by Mattel. Modern posing with retro play, like they say. I think they're really cool. I think they're really nice. I don't know if I can go full on in with them. If they do only the ones that came out, like the core team, then I would probably just do them. If they do the vehicles, since they're kind of infusing them by making them bigger and you can use them with the classics, I think I'll definitely pick up some of the vehicles as well. They already announced that they're making Land Shark, and it looks really, really nice. I want to see how it would scale with classics, because that's really exciting as well. But I think there's nothing but positive outtake to get from these guys. I think there's a big future ahead of these. I think if they can attract the kids from now, especially that they're making the new cartoon that's in 3D for the kids, and also the more adult one with Kevin Smith, with the same people who did the animation for Castlevania with the Revelations. I think the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. They're really pretty, really colorful, really cool that they can be posed. Really cool for the vintage look and style and aesthetics. At least for the most part, they look very old school. For us, the originals, that guys that grew up on it, that are still very keen to that look and style. And I think they're worth it for $14.99 each. They're definitely worth picking up. So I hope you guys like my review. There you have it. Thanks again to my man Sean You were really kind soul, and I really appreciate you helped me getting my hands on these. God bless, and I hope I can pay it forward to you someday in some way, shape, or form. You're really awesome and you rock. So, guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments of these figures. I know I'm kind of late to this, but this was my interpretation and my review and what I wanted to speak and say on them. And I hope you guys liked it and enjoyed it. And if you didn't, give me a thumbs down or give me a thumbs up if you did. Share it with someone you think might like it and enjoy it as well. And as always, if you're new to the channel, thank you and welcome for stopping by. I hope you subscribed, and if you did, remember, I'm very grateful because I know you didn't have to, but if you did, I consider you now part of my family. And as always, you can find me on Instagram under C_respect and on Twitter under Hebot Powerful Gamer. And if you guys want to ever help me in any way, shape, or form with any types of donations or just plain out help, you can DM me or you can get the information down below. Remember, it's only if you want to, from the kindness of your heart. It's not something that is mandatory. Either way, I'll appreciate you guys no matter what. See you on the next one, guys. This is Hebot signing off with another episode of Retro Toys in My Closet. Bye bye, guys.